And I would constantly walk by this poster and I would just be like, how? I don't know how.
Yeah.
But I know it will happen.
Yeah.
I have no fucking idea how this is going to happen. And I remember I was working in the restaurant business, and I would work as a busboy to like eat all of the leftovers and everything I could eat just to get my calories up. And there was a waiter there who was training, and he goes, Jay, you know, I know you're trying to get bigger, but one way to look at your pump and how big you think you're going to get, every time you get a pump, just remember that in like 6 to 12 weeks, you will be that size all the time. He's like, So it was just like these little tidbits. And at the time, there's no internet, there's no social media. You're going based upon the lady behind the counter at GNC, a magazine, and I don't even know if there was forums at that point in time.
I wasn't on them for sure.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
So all we had was magazines and hearsay within the gym bros. Within, you know, you went and you looked at the guys in the gym that were been training forever.
Right. That's
and,
where you got your info.
Yeah, and you just kind of mimic what they were doing.
100%.
So yeah, it was just a slow but sure process of just like chipping away at that and just keep visualizing the end goal was these mass monsters that I kept. And in short, when I got to the point where I decided to retire, I look back on my career and I go, I'm retiring now. And I did not go on to step on the Olympia stage. And that was a goal of mine. And I had to reevaluate to understand my psychology as to why did I do this? Why did I pursue bodybuilding and set Mr. Olympia as the end goal?
Right.
But that didn't end up happening. But essentially I got to a point where I was satisfied and I was actually thrilled to retire. And what I realized is the entire time I look back on over a decade of training and I go, the ultimate goal was never actually to be on the Olympia stage. I just wanted to be a mass monster.
Yeah.
That was it. It all dawned on me. Like I love the guest posings. I love being 280 to 300. You know, my biggest was 304. I loved every bit of going into a gym,
being that body,
being 300 fucking pounds and getting under 405 and playing with it like it was a fucking joke. And then getting up, the pumps, the 45 to an hour and a half in the gym. That's what I lived for. So looking back on my career, I'm like, I got exactly what I wanted. And I didn't even realize that the Mr. Olympia wasn't actually what I wanted. I actually sold myself a story to make what I was doing worthwhile, but the reality of it was I was lying to myself in regards to what I really wanted to do with my physique.
But that aspiration to want to be on that Olympia stage is what probably helped motivate you to do what you were doing.
It was a part of it, right? But it's more than anything, I consider myself an artist. So I was really excited with being able to go into the gym and take my body and view it as a canvas and be able to grow each body part and deal with it as I saw fit. I'm painting my own picture in 3D with my body.
Do these young cats even know how incredible a bodybuilder that you were back in the day? I mean, I remember just being blown away, man. Like I've told this story plenty of times, but tell it here, just being up in the very last row at the USA's, watching you win and just seeing from that far away the detail on your body, the size, your hamstrings hanging down all the way to your heels. It was one of the most memorable sights, you know.
That was and it would have never, that show would have never happened if it wasn't for 09. At the same show, I decided to not do a low carb ketogenic style diet and to try to fight to keep my weight within the heavyweight division. I said, fuck it. I had started talking to Art Atwood and he's like, you could be a whole lot bigger. And I ended up coming in at the very bottom of the super heavies. At like 225 or 226, which is the cutoff. So I was the smallest, lightest guy in the entire category, and that was in 09 at the USA's. And there was a pivotal moment when we stepped off stage at the night show. We went back behind the curtain. I took 5th. It was my first time at the USA. I took 5th.
What year was that?
09.
09.
And I went to just start grabbing my belongings and like ready to go eat and meet up with the family. And I wasn't really thinking. I was just happy, you know. I placed 5th. USA is a pretty big show, right? And I had one of the guys that within the super heavyweight category come up to me. I'm not going to say any names, but he came up to me, big motherfucker, tall, gotta be 6'4", 6'5". I'm looking up and he's like, you thought you were just going to come in here your first time at the USA's and do something about it, huh? And look at you now. You just thought you were going to come in here and place first place. I'm like, I didn't think anything.
No.
I'm not on the forums. I don't get into the talk. I just train and this and that. But he wanted to flex and psychologically push me around as though I didn't deserve to be there. And who the fuck do you think you are that you think you can come into the super heavyweight categories with the big dogs? Yeah. Now that I remember, that was his words. Who the fuck do you think you are?
And he ate those words.
Motherfucker ate those words, bro. I remember that confrontation. I didn't say a fucking word.
Good. You didn't need to.
I didn't say a goddamn word.
Man.
I looked down and probably, looking back, I'm like, I look pretty pathetic. I could have given him a fucking nut shot.
Something,
it was right there. But it's like, that's cool. I'm hungry. I'm going to go eat. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And I just, I bent down and grabbed my shit and I walked out. And I remember going to eat dinner. We went to the, what's the fucking Pyramid Hotel?
Oh, the Luxor?
The Luxor. Went to eat at the Luxor because nobody was there. Nobody goes to the Luxor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm eating a hamburger and I'm just sitting there. Everybody's clamoring and talking about, oh, good job. And I'm just like boiling. Like fucking
thinking about those words.
Psychopath. Like eating my hamburger and like all I can think about, and I'm just staring off. Like, you know how when everything just goes, you don't hear anything, nothing is audible.
You're in your head,
like,
man.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
You fucking said the wrong words.
Yeah.
And I'm just staring at my hamburger. I haven't even eaten it yet. And I'm just staring at this thing. And all I can think of is, I don't even want to eat this. I want to get on the fucking plane. I want to go home and go to the gym right now. So I went, I changed my flights to get back fucking sooner. Got home. There was no day off. As soon as I fucking landed, I got in my car. I grabbed a bunch of fucking rice cakes and I went to Publix, grabbed a rotisserie chicken, got in my car, drove straight to the fucking gym, and I sat there for 3 fucking hours and just trained. And every single day of this for months. And finally, I hit up Art, and he's like, oh yeah, take a break. When you get done with your show, go back, take it easy, don't train for a couple of weeks or a month, give your body a break. No, fuck that. No. And he called me up like a couple months later. He's like, how's everything going? You rested, recovered? I'm like, I've been fucking training since the moment I landed. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I don't give a fuck what it takes. I want to fucking win the show next year.